Big up, guys. Hope you can all hear me. Let me know if you can hear me because I've got a brand new mic. Because if anyone was watching Mo's show last night, they will know my microphone broke live on air. So, yeah. K-Mac, how's my volume?
Sounds good, mate.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I was I was on Mo's show last night and I was looking forward to it. We're getting our goal ready and all that. And the wire completely snapped. Completely snapped in half. Absolutely done my nutting. So thank God for Amazon, eh? But yeah, big up to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the show, guys. We are going to be chatting just Liverpool late night chat. We've got a lot of things to talk about today. You know, we just saw a couple of Premier League games as well of our rivals doing extremely well and winning games again. But so we'll talk about that. Liverpool obviously have got a cup final tomorrow. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on Darwin Nunez. I'm not going to touch on Darwin Nunez because that don't sound right. We're going to talk about Darwin. We'll talk about Darwin Nunez. We'll talk about Mo Salah. Will they be part of the final? And other things to talk about as well. No, John W. Henry, which is one of the first things I'm going to talk about because social media has gone absolutely mad that John W. Henry won't be at the cup final tomorrow, but Tom Werner is, and people are going mad. But apart from that, K-Mac, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I hope everyone else is well. Lots to talk about, lots to be excited about, which is good. Bring it on.
Bring it on indeed. Bring it on indeed. Big up to everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing good. Big up to anyone in nights when bodies deaf. Yeah, man. Big up him. Are you doing well? Keep it real. Are you doing well? Bonkers in the house as well. Everyone in house. So you're all doing good, guys. Everyone here. Don't forget to go and smash the likes. Don't forget to subscribe to both
I will
channels.
have a request if that's okay. Keep it real's just put my my site in there. If anyone can follow me, that'd be amazing. I'm only like 9 people away from 200, which is like the next monetized zone in it. So yeah, it'd be great if I could get some more subscribers.
There you go, guys. 9 people.
I never ask.
There you go. Go and smash that sub button on. There's the link. Just go and quickly sub it, man.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, Colin. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so last night was fun for me. I did the show from the Liverpool preview. I actually watched the Liverpool preview back that we did last night, and I didn't realise that my microphone was quite low on that show. and I didn't realise. But when it was obviously breaking during that show, and then when I went and do Mo's show at 9 o'clock, it completely snapped in half while I was live. So I did not realise. But new microphone now, so it should be, it should be a lot better.
Oh, you've got one of them.
Yeah, it should be.
Everyone's got one of those.
Should be a lot better. This was in the sale, man. I went on Amazon looking for microphones literally last night, and this was 44% off. So I was like,
I might get one myself.
So I'll have a bit of that. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, yeah, we're away, man. We're away. Let's quickly talk about, our two rivals in this title race. Before we do that, big up to John Conway, living legend, just gifted 5 memberships out. So if people haven't got a membership, make sure you're grabbing their memberships. Big up John Conway, living legend, one of the best around. Big up. There you go. People
Big up,
snapping them up. Snap them up, guys. So obviously Man City played first, and I thought Man City were average,
meaty,
like really bad. If Bournemouth converted the excellent chances they had, they're winning that game 2-1, in my opinion. I just this Phil Foden's on a different world at the moment. I've got to give Phil Foden a lot of credit, man. He looks fantastic right now, absolutely fantastic. What he's doing in that number 10 role for City at the moment is tremendous. Haaland, tremendous goal scorer. I don't know if he's a very good footballer. But yeah, they didn't look great, did they, K-Mac? Didn't look great.
No, Foden's doing a Gundogan for them, isn't he? Which I don't like. He's getting those important goals.
Big up, Mo.
Bournemouth, that header that was missed in like the 89th minute. Like, honestly, their manager headed it. Did you see their manager? Their manager headed it on the. He would have scored.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, that was a bad miss, and that was it. It was 1-1. Like they couldn't have really come back from that because the game ended pretty shortly after that. That was a big chance.
And they look vulnerable.
Score chances against Man City because they get them.
You're getting chances. When was last?
You're getting them.
Now I know City from this time last year went on that 11-game run, but they didn't look this vulnerable. They didn't look as vulnerable as they do now. They're not quite.
It's weird as well because this season when I seen them, I thought, oh God, no one's going to be able to get chances and score against City because they signed loads of defenders and they just look really solid at the back. But you can get it City once you get past the halfway line.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. They're good. Look, obviously City are a great side, but look, we can get them right. Like, and Arsenal, no, I hate to say this because I don't really like Arsenal because their fans drive me absolutely mad. But they look fantastic again, scoring 4-1. Now got I think the biggest goal difference in the Premier League now. Only Liverpool scored more goals than Arsenal. That was considered Arsenal's weakness, about 6 weeks ago? And now they don't stop scoring. Again, look tremendous. But as good as Arsenal looked, how bad are Newcastle?
Awful, aren't they? And I love the fact that Manchester United just took their director of football.
Yeah. They took the director of football who's so good at his job that Newcastle can't buy players.
Good luck with him.
Eddie Howe, man. Eddie Howe is just in over his head, man. He's not a very good coach or manager. It's just been found out a little bit now. He's at a good level. I think when he came to Newcastle, because of the ownership, new manager, they were on such a high. He gave them freedom to play. And with that freedom of playing, the high the whole city and the whole club were on, they just took it and just ran with it. But this season, that high's come down. They've come off their high and they're looking for some downers. And it's not. Yeah, and that's what's happening to Newcastle at the moment. And again, and then Man United, the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah,
the gift that keeps on giving. Manchester United losing 2-1 at home to Fulham. Firstly, should have Maguire been sent off?
Yeah.
and trust him to get the equaliser as well.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's just
He nearly scored before that.
And then I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, like United have equalised. We know how jamming United are for years now. And I'm like, they're going to get the winner now, aren't they? And only for Fulham to get the winner, I just thought it was beautiful, man. The tides have turned, man. Did everyone hear, though, what Man United fans was talking about before this game? They thought they were going to put in some kind of title challenge now from the end of the season.
Yeah. When you talk about top four, they were talking about top four. Yeah, right.
Just like a title challenge. I was watching Stretford Paddock, yeah? And they were talking about, oh, we win this game, we're up there with a title challenge now. Why not? If we keep winning, this momentum we're on. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. Just no.
They haven't played anyone good. They haven't played anyone good.
I know. It's just
Fulham's a decent opposition, by the way. Like, they gave us a go at our ground. Like, they gave us a go. And they gave us a go in the cup as well. So that's like their first real decent opposition recently. And they got beat. And they got some hard games coming up, by the way, United, including us.
United are dead, man. United are dead. But guys, I just wanted to talk about it, especially Man City and Arsenal, because they are our title rivals, and they keep winning. But look, they can keep winning as long as they stay points behind us. It don't really matter at the end of the day. But City, for me, look a bit vulnerable, and Arsenal look like the better team in the league at the moment. So it's going to be interesting this end of the season. It's going to be a tremendous run to the end of the season. Right, let's get to the real Liverpool talk now. Let's start a debate. There's going to be a lot of anger and issues with this. Already seen comments in the chat. I'm going to upset people, but who cares? Right, John W. Henry's not coming to the final for the Carabao Cup tomorrow. And Liverpool fans, especially on social media, are losing their shit. And I don't care.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
Don't care. I really don't give a monkeys. I don't care. I don't give a shit, man. Does anyone really care that deeply? As I keep seeing on Twitter today, the Man City owner, the actual Man City owner, I believe the Champions League final last season was his first home game in 13 years, if I'm correct. His first game in 13 years or some mad stat like that. You know, I don't care. Why are people so bothered?
We know why he went to. We know why he went to the Champions League final anyway, because it was at Paris Saint-Germain, and he knows the Paris Saint-Germain owner. He was probably just having a catch up as well.
Yeah, I just don't care. I literally don't care. I know a lot of people get wound up by it. Big up, Mo. I know a lot of people get saying I could get. I argue with people on Twitter because I just like people will go, he's not coming to the final. How can he not come to the final? He doesn't really care about us. I don't care if he cares about us or not. I really don't care. And all I said is look, City got apparently the best owner in club football, and he never goes to City games. And I can't. You're not allowed to use that comparison, because as soon as you use that comparison, they turn it around because you can't. The argument's dead. So they use another comparison. Then they go on something else, a different argument. Well, at least he backs his manager. That's not the argument we're having. It's not the argument we're having. It's just mad.
Will Kenny be there? Will Kenny be there?
Kenny will probably be there, yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I don't really.
Big Kenny's
Tom
there.
Werner's going to be there, yeah. Tom Werner is co-chairman of Liverpool Football Club. He's going to be there. He's part of the FSG group. It's just not actually John W. Henry. I don't really care. As long as my manager's there.
Maybe they just want to see his wife, mate.
Yeah, look, as long as my manager's there, I don't care, man. The manager and the players, as long as the manager and players are there and they got their head on and they're 100% concentrated, that's all I care about. I couldn't care less if our owner is at a Liverpool game. I really don't care. I don't care. I don't care if people think he doesn't care about the football club. Why does he have to care about the football club? Because he owns it. Yeah.
Does he go to all the Red Sox games?
I have no idea. If he does, he does.
I don't care.
I don't get it. I don't get the frustration. I really don't get the frustration about it. you know, and then there's people on social media a day saying he hasn't like gave out a press interview or anything about Jürgen Klopp leaving yet. I was like, because we're in the middle of a season. You know, they didn't want it to come out.
He doesn't want to talk about it. Klopp said he doesn't want to talk about it again. He doesn't want the chairman to talk about it.
And we're in the middle of a season. Plus, Jürgen Klopp already in his interview said we didn't really want this to come out. We spoke about this in November, and the reason that Klopp spoke about it in the interview because it was about to get leaked. That's why.
Yeah,
the information that Klopp was leaving was about to get leaked. So I don't see, as long as John W. Henry for me puts out a press release, he doesn't have to come on TV and have an interview because no other owner does that. I don't think I never saw any of the City owners commenting when Mark Hughes left or when other managers left and stuff like that. You don't need to come on TV and make a whole song and dance about it. Just put a press release out. Thanking Jürgen Klopp for his service at the football club, blah, 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 and then people can move on. I don't understand what they want John W. Henry to do all the time. I don't get it. So they want him, he got to go to every single Liverpool game, no matter what, when not a lot of owners do, right? Then you've got to make sure you're celebrating like mad when we score, which all owners will do because it's their club. Then you've got to come on the pitch. You've got to undress, get in your underpants, run around the ground, holding the flags up, going mad, singing "You Never Walk Alone." I don't want my owner to be a clown. What? I don't get it. I really don't get it, K-Mac, do you?
No, I mean, it's the last thing I want, to be fair. I mean, I'll tell you something that I seen recently. I was watching the Peter Crouch podcast with the Kaiser on it, Didier Man, and he said the only time he's seen a chairman was when he won the Champions League final, and John Moores came into the changing rooms. That was it at the end of the game.
Yeah,
like he just kept himself to himself. Like, but he did travel. He travelled with the players and stuff. Like he went to all the games and that, John Moores, but he just didn't get involved. Like he kept himself to himself. And then, like, you know, in a situation where it was a big final and we obviously won against AC Milan, he came into the changing room and like congratulated everyone. But like that's all you want out of your owners, really. Like you kind of want them just to keep out of the way. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, they own the club. Like they're the chairman. That's fine, but they're not the manager. You know, they should keep themselves to themselves. Do a press release. You know, if they can get to finals, get to finals. It's the Carabao Cup, mate. It's not a massive trophy. Like, let's be fair. Like, if we were in the Champions League final, or it was like a penultimate game to win the Premier League, like there's a good chance he probably will come to that because it's a really, really big deal. And he'll probably come to the last game of the season. Like, you can guarantee he'd probably come to the last game of the season. And if we're in the Europa League final, there's a good chance he'll probably come to that. The Carabao Cup, like, not really that bothered.
It's like Ant says, best chairmans I've rarely seen. And that's what you want, man. Has anyone ever seen? I ask everyone in the chat right now, has anyone ever seen Tottenham's owner?
I think he's in prison.
I think he avoided prison because he.
Did he avoid prison?
But has anyone seen? Is it Joe Ledley, the Tottenham owner? Has anyone actually ever seen him? Has anyone ever?
I don't know what he looks like or anything. Like, he could walk past me in the street.
He's Red Bulls. Big up Burton. It's like Joe Lewis. That's it. That's it. Has anyone actually ever seen Joe Lewis, the Tottenham owner? I mean, I'm just saying, like, we can't keep doing the hypocritical thing. It's like, I said this on Twitter earlier. Like, I was arguing with people on it because I love arguing with people because I love people getting shown up for being hypocrites. But everyone's moaning that John Henry ain't coming to the game. And all I said to multiple people on Twitter is that City's owner never turns up for games, right? That's all I replied with. And their replies always are, it's got nothing. It's a big final. Why ain't he turning up for a final? Like, how many finals does City go to? And their owner never turns up apart from that Champions League final. It's his first game in years. And then they chat about something else about backing the manager. And I'm not having that debate about backing managers. I'm having a debate about you're all getting upset about our owners not going to be at a game. You know, just how many owners are actually at games? A lot of people don't I think a lot of people, when they see the chairman at football clubs, they always assume that's the owners. And nowadays, most chairmen at football clubs are appointed in that role from the owner. You know, they're not actually the people, you know, in charge of the football club today. They do the day-to-day running of the football club, but they're not they don't own the football club. So I just don't get it, man. I don't get the outrage for it. And everyone talking about Jürgen Klopp and you know, John W. Henry not saying anything yet. We're in the middle of a season, man. Look, if John W. Henry doesn't put out a press release or something like that, thanking Jürgen Klopp for his services at Liverpool at the end of the season, then I'll have an issue with that. You know, I will have an issue with that, because what Jürgen Klopp's done to this club, the owners have to realise that. So if they don't come out with anything, I think we're all agree with that. If they don't come out with anything at the end of the season, when the season's finished, and thank Jürgen Klopp for his services at the football club and whatever else you want to put in there and realise your ways, then if they don't do that, then I agree with all of you. Then I come for them, no doubt about it. But right in the middle of the season, when we've got a lot of important stuff to do and the team have got to keep rolling, I don't think you want your owner coming out and giving his eulogy about Jürgen Klopp when he's still at the club. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather that be done at the end of the season, for me. You know, for me.
I think as well, like most owners.
Look, this is what I'm talking about, hypocrites. Liverpool is a totally different club to City, Jamie. I don't get your point. See, this is what I don't get. This is what's the matter with Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans are so emotionally charged and upset all the time. Everyone, like John, I don't know if you did it on Twitter, so I don't see you tweet anymore, but a lot of people on Twitter today said John W. Henry not coming to the final is disgusting. I replied to everyone, City's owners don't go to finals. It doesn't matter if City and Liverpool are totally different clubs. What's it matter what the club is? Your question, I don't get it. That's you turning the answer around because you know I'm right. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to hear it. That's the problem. Because you know what I'm saying is correct, you don't want to hear it. So you make up things like, yeah, but we're a totally different club. And I'm not saying that's just John, by the way. That's a lot of Liverpool fans online at the moment. But that's not the question in the thing. That's just admitting, oh shit, Jamie's right here. Not all owners always go to cup finals and games and all that. But you see chairman there, members of the board there, things like that, representatives at games and finals. So they changed their story and put something else. I don't get it. Yes, Liverpool are different to City. But I'd rather John W. Henry not come to games full stop and stay away from games. Owners don't need to be at games. Why do everyone want to see their owner at games? I'd rather my owner in the boardroom, the business side of things, doing club business behind the scenes. I don't get it.
I know where I want my owner. I want my owner now trying to sort out a director of football.
That's what I want.
Because we haven't got one.
The business side of it, I don't understand.
That's what I want my owner doing.
I don't understand the games.
Isn't Werner a majority shareholder?
Tom Werner's co-chairman.
So that's fine. That's someone from the club representing. Like, that's absolutely fine. So we all give him the job.
I think Tom Werner is the chairman.
I think he's majority shareholder.
Yeah, John W. Henry owns Liverpool, and I think Tom Werner's chairman. Billy Hogan's CEO.
So that's fine. We've got a high representative.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah.
I get it. I do. Look, I understand why Liverpool fans get upset with John W. Henry, and I'm not going to pretend they're great. I understand why people get upset with them. I just don't understand. I just don't understand the outrage behind it all. I don't understand the. I don't understand the outrage. Yeah, I think John W. Henry's. I think what K-Mac's saying, apart from John Henry, I think Tom Werner, because weren't there. So the rumours when Liverpool was selling is that Tom Werner wanted to sell the club, but John W. Henry didn't, and I think they're the two main shareholders in the club. So I've always said it: as long as a part of the club ownership model, no matter what club it is. So City, their chairman goes to quite a few games. I can't remember his name now, but he goes to quite a few games. Yeah,
begins with an M, I think.
Yeah, I think Billy Hogan is at Anfield quite a lot. As long as you got representation from the ownership at your club in some kind of thing, I don't see the issue. I never see City fans worrying that their owners not at cup finals and things like that. I don't get it. Yeah, that's it, Mansour. That's it. He's the chairman. He's the chairman. So yeah, just
did you see what someone called Mo wrote in the chat? John W. Henry's probably injured.
Yeah, big up Mo. I talk to Mo a lot on Twitter. He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy.
He's probably pulled a hamstring.
But at the end of the day, look, it's just opinions. It's just opinions. You know, if people hate on it, hate on it. If people don't hate on it, don't hate on it. It's like I don't really like. It's cool. It's all cool. It's all cool. Like I don't find. Yeah, guys, me and John go way back, so don't worry about me and John in the chat. Yeah, me and John can chat to each other like this, and we know it's love, so it's all good. Me and
Big
John have for quite a long time, man.
My face keeps on going bright red, but it's not actually me. It's my camera. Weird.
Your camera, your face getting red.
I look like Alexis McAllister after 60 minutes.
Big up, Burton. Big up. We'll talk about that in a bit, man. Yeah, so I don't know. As I said, it's a good argument. It's a good debate because there's such a split. I actually think the FSG debate is more split. I actually think FSG is a 50-50 split today in a debate. I see more people that now sort of side on the side of FSG than they used to. And then you still got the ones who hate him. I literally think if you got a poll of all the Liverpool fans, I really think the FSG in and out debate would be 50-50. It really sits in the middle. You know, a lot of people now look at it and, you know, I've said it personally, and people might not like this. Outside of all the football stuff on the pitch, for me, they're the second best owners in the league. And that's just my opinion. You know, everything off the pitch, behind the scenes, business wise, they're the second best owners in the league for me. And if John W. Henry came out on a TV interview on ITV News and did what Sir David Radcliffe did when he told the public that they have to pay their taxes towards building Old Trafford, could you imagine the outrage? Could you imagine the outrage? Be mad,
especially in Liverpool.
Considering he's the richest man, guys. And this is another thing. We're talking about owners loving their football club. Yeah, we're talking about owners loving their football club. He's a massive Man United fan since birth. He loves Man United. Yeah, absolutely loves them to pieces. They're his club, right? He doesn't pay taxes in his country because he moved off to France with all his billions. He's the richest man in Britain. He's actually the richest British man in this country, yeah? And he went off to make sure that he doesn't have to pay tax in his country. So all you hard-working Mancunians out there that are all working class, that are all getting on the knees, sucking this new guy off. Yeah. Oh, thanks for saving us, our club. Yeah. Right. He don't pay taxes, you working class people. You all have to do this hard work and graft, get no wages for it, because people like him take all his money and go to other countries instead of putting their taxes in this country. So the working class people can work less and feed their fucking families. So all you Manx out there sucking him off right now, have a think about it, divs. Yeah? Right, that's the end of my rant there. Sorry.
Okay, everyone put the fire sign or the clap sign in the chat there, because that was amazing. Come on.
It's true, though, ain't it? It makes no sense. It makes no sense, man. But look, the city owners, what they do around the area of Manchester, you can't argue with. What they've done around the area of Manchester, the city owners, is first class. No matter what happens on the football field with all their corruption, what they've done on the outside of Manchester and the surrounding areas is first class. So I hand it to them. But this geezer who's come to Man United, who apparently loves this football club and he's British through and through, and this billionaire. Yeah.
Do your research into Ineos, guys, because you might be surprised. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But good luck to them.
Yeah, why would anyone want to pay taxes? I'll tell you what, this day and age, I know what you're saying, yeah, because where does it go? Point. You know what I mean? Well, we all know where our tax money goes. It goes to you know, our tax money just go. I can't actually say, if I say where our tax money actually goes, I'm getting demonetized straight away. But we all know where it goes. Yeah, that's where it goes, man. It's just mad all over the world.
Yeah.
It baffles me. But look, I don't really, unless there's something to moan about. Everyone knows me, and big up to John if you're still in the chat as well. If there's something to moan about them, I will moan about them. As I said, if they don't give Klopp, that at the end of the season, I'll come at them. Don't you worry about it. But at the moment, I ain't got really nothing. I'd rather have them running our club than the Glazers. Let's put it that way. Damn right, man.
In the chat. Got very political in the chat.
Oh yeah, it's getting well political. I've gone too far. Everyone's going to go. Everyone's going to start calling me a lefty now, aren't they? That's what's going to happen. Lefty Jamie. Yeah, apparently he's going to knock us off our perch as well. Yeah. That's going to take a long time.
I can't believe he said that. I can't believe it. I've seen that article. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That article comes out, and then the next game they get beat by Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, my book's rat.
No one's going to want to go to them. Who's going to want to sign for them? Like, there's not going to be any, like, up and coming, like, superstars, like English ones or even foreign ones that are going to want to go to them, because look at the amount that have just failed and have been binned and have been loaned out, and it's not a great place to go. Like, if you're 21, 23, on the verge of becoming a really big name, Man United isn't the place to go. Like, there's a scrap heap there. There's a big scrap heap.
Yeah, that's the whole.
Hoyland, okay, yeah, Hoyland's done okay, but he's done so much on his own, like just grafting by himself. Like, he's out now for a couple of weeks, isn't he, as well?
Is he?
Yeah, he's injured for, I think, 2 months. Might be 2 months. Might be 2 months or a month and a half. He might be out for our game, which would be good.
Oh, that's all right. TWS4. Yeah, man, that's what my mini rant was about just then. Is he the twat that wants the taxpayers to rebuild the shit old Trafford? Yeah, it is, yeah. That was my little rant about when him all Man United fans are now gobbling him up. You know, they've all swallowed. I don't know how many of his, you know.
He's not even a majority shareholder, so he can't. Like, he hasn't got final say, has he?
No, it's just Man United fans are just sitting there swallowing these knuckle children. Do you know what I mean? That's all.
Oh my god!
That's all that's
a horrible thought.
That's all that's happening there. That's all that's happening there. And at the same time, they're living in a 2-bedroom caravan, wondering when their next paycheck's going to come in. But you know, their new owner don't pay taxes in this country. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You keep swallowing it. You keep swallowing it. He owns 25%. Yeah, but the 25% he owns, he has. I believe the way it's worked. See, I don't get the way it's worked at Man United because he does literally only own 25% of Man United, but he has all say in rebuilding and stuff like that. The football club. So the Glazers have done a great one here. The Glazers still own the majority share of Manchester United, so they'll make the most money still at Man United, but they don't have to put no money in now to rebuild in Man United because Ratcliffe's job is, as 25% shareholder, is all the rebuilding and rebranding of Man United. That's what he's in charge of. That's why he's got all these sporting directors and coaches in, and he's trying to build Old Trafford up because that's part of his thing. Why the Glazers on their more majority are just like, yeah, cool, you go ahead. It's mad to me.
I'll tell you something interesting as well. If the chat don't know, we've just overtook Man United on shirt sales and merchandise sales for the first time. We're now behind Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich. So we're now in 4th place, and that's because we've got Nike. Like it's like 113 million we made last year.
Well,
off Nike
shirt. Yeah,
that's insane.
Did you notice who weren't in that top 10 for shirt sales and merchandise?
There's City on it.
Yeah, there was no City in that top 10 for shirt sales and merchandise sales. Guys, merchandise sale is basically anything with the club's logo on it. Anything with the club's logo on it and shirt sales. Man City weren't even in the top 10, but we're meant to believe they're number 1 in the world for commercial revenue. When they've got a stadium that's smaller than Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, you know, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, you know, and plus these clubs have got more legacy behind them and sell more shirts and sell more merchandise. But City are number 1 in commercial revenue in the world. Yeah.
Mental. Have you seen some of their stuff, some of their games as well? They can't even fill the ground for their home games. You can't even fill your ground for your home games. That's nuts. Like in the Premier League. Like,
yeah.
If you can't do that, like crazy.
It's just mad. Big up Frank in the chat as well. How you doing? Well, Frank. Big up John
in the chat as well. Big up Quasi.
I know John's still here, but big up John. How you doing? Well, my man. Yeah, me and John, guys, we go back a long way. So when we're having a chat and talking, he knows it's love. So it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, big up to Quasi in the chat as well. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel as well, guys, and Frank's channel as well. Go and subscribe to Frank Carlisle show as well. Big up my man. Hope you're doing well. Family's good. Thank you for asking. You go around the schools handing out tickets. They do, and go on like Ticketmaster or anything like that right now, like a ticket service, right? And go to the City games and you see how many tickets are available for all the matches coming up. It's absolutely mad. You know, you can't get a ticket for a Liverpool game. If you've never gone to Anfield before, your chances of getting a ticket from Liverpool is almost 0% there. Unless you somehow manage to wrangle one or something like that. You've got to get in the system. If you can't get in the system, you ain't going to get a ticket. I could go and get a Man City ticket tomorrow and sit in the home end. It tells you everything.
The only way you can watch a Liverpool game now is if you know someone who's got a season ticket.
Yeah, and they can't go that day or something like that.
And they can't go that day, and you just share it. Like, seriously, that's the only way. It's crazy.
It's the only way of doing it, man. It's the only way of doing it.
Like, all the seats for the new stadium sold out, like, straight away. Like, they were gone.
Like, you've seen the waiting list. Waiting list of season tickets is like 10 years or something. Mad like that.
It's nuts.
It is madness.
No one gives up their seat either. Like, season ticket. No one gives up a Liverpool season ticket. Like, just doesn't happen.
You bang on, Jamie. We paid over 2K for 2 tickets tomorrow. It's madness. Yeah, man. It is. Martin. Right.
I've got
that John W. Henry thing out the way with now. So, yeah, they can hold their pride in a telephone box. Did anyone actually, talking about parades, did anyone see that when they introduced City, they saw City's coaches coming to the Etihad, and there was like 10 people sitting around, and there was a geezer on a microphone. Now coming off the coach, Kevin De Bruyne, and there's like 5 people going like that. It's so embarrassing, and they're meant to be the elite club. Oh, it's a joke.
They did like their treble parade, didn't they? And they drove like, I don't know, like just like one block, and then as they went around the bend, there was like no fans.
No,
they could only fill like the one street.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, they will look. Eventually, City will become a huge club because they're rich enough and successful enough to carry it on, and new people get into football now as youngsters will just support the team that's winning all the time. So City will get new fans and stuff like that. Of course, it happened, but I don't think they'll ever get to a level in this country of Man United and Liverpool. Nowhere near. Never happened.
It's also about the culture, isn't it? It's about the heritage. You know, generation to generation, your support passed down from family to family. Like, that's just not going to happen. Like at that kind of level, at such an early infancy. It's only been like 10 years, really, since City have started to become a team like of winning things. So ours goes back like to the 70s. Like, it's just. I just don't think it's ever going to be like that for them. It's just going to take too long. And there's too many people who support Man City that are corporate. That they're a corporate person. They're not.
But I thought Man City. But I thought all Man City fans were the working class Mongolians.
Well, yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? But when they went down,
they all
left them and went to the other team that were winning.
That's what I was all told. They're the working class Mongolians, you know. Yeah, it's all, yeah. I mean, some will be still. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, some will be. And I know some. I mean, look at some people like Big Steve and all that do Man City content. You know, he's supported Man City since he was a baby. So, but there's some now that just, so corporate, man. So corporate. Big up, Frank. Frank, go back to the beginning of the video and see my rant. It's
pretty epic.
But it might not be how you might like it. I will tell you that, right? Anyone else think Haaland looks like Shrek and KDB looks like the prince from Shrek? Kevin De Bruyne didn't look fit when he came on. I don't know about anyone else. He didn't look great. I think Haaland, as I keep saying, is a tremendous goal scorer, probably the best goal scorer in Europe. That ain't called Harry Kane for me. But he's not a great footballer. I don't care what anyone keeps saying. Talk about not great footballers. Can I get this one out of the way with before anyone comes at me? And I'll move on with I will move on with other Liverpool topics we're going to get to. Yeah, I just need to get this out of my system. Yeah, Isaac, the new Isaac. How do you pronounce his name? Newcastle striker. Yeah, Isaac. Yeah. So Isaac is a tremendous finisher, right? I've been watching him closely this season about Isak, right? Because everyone keeps telling me Isak's the second best striker in the league behind Haaland. We should have got him at Liverpool instead of Darwin. All this sort of stuff. Yeah, I've been watching Isak closely all season. He doesn't do enough in games. He doesn't do enough.
I agree.
And he gets brought off a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
He don't do enough in games for me. Yes, he's a class finisher. He doesn't get involved enough. One thing I'll give Haaland credit for, I don't think Haaland's a great footballer, but he does get involved in the game a lot now. You know, he's getting himself involved a heck of a lot in games now, making himself busy, makes himself a nuisance, uses his body well. I watch Isak a lot now, and I think tremendous finisher. You know, he has one chance. He does usually finish it to his credit, so he's clinical. I just don't think he does enough in games. And that's why I don't think he'll ever go to a big club. Because I just don't think he does enough. There's a reason he's at Newcastle, in my opinion. And like people might come at me now and go, well, Newcastle ain't a great team. They don't play to his strengths and all that. But if he's as good as everyone says he is, he'd involve that Newcastle team. Look, Suarez was far better in that Liverpool team. And look how well, and look what Suarez did to Liverpool on his back. You know, he weren't just a goal scorer. He was all action, all over the place, involved in everything. I look at Isak and I just feel like great finisher, will get goals. I don't think he does enough. And for all his ability as well, and for all his ability that he's got, Isak, he should be getting 25 to 30 goals a season if he involved himself a little bit more and works a little bit harder. And he gets injured a lot as well. I don't rate him. I actually think Darwin's a better player. There you go. I've said it. I actually think Darwin Nunez is a better player than Isak. I think Isak's a better finisher because he's more clinical than Darwin because he's more one goal, one chance sort of thing all match. But I'd rather have Darwin in my team. And if you listen to the rumours about Darwin this week, Chelsea inquired about Darwin Nunez in the summer. They wanted him. And Real Madrid, before Liverpool were going to Benfica to buy him, Real Madrid were trying to buy him. Carlo Ancelotti wanted him. And if you listen to Carlo Ancelotti talk about the young strikers in Europe, he always names Darwin Nunez. So yeah,
Nunez was his Mbappe second option. That's been known for a while. I do agree with you with the Isak thing, but I think the difference is though Isak's a bag man. He's a bag man. Like
he's cold in front of goal.
He scores chances.
Yeah,
like
he's cold.
Nunez is a player. Like structurally, just plays the whole team. Like he can drive the whole team forwards. He can create chances for other people. I don't know how many assists Isak's got. I think he's only got maybe one assist this season. Like he's got very rarely involved in the game, and he is injury prone. Like, and he does look blowing after like 60 minutes. He does look like he's blowing after 60 minutes. No assists. Okay, there you go. I think he's got one assist since he signed for Newcastle. Maybe that's what I was getting mixed up with.
And I think he's a cold finisher.
He was expensive. He was expensive, mate. He was like 80 million money.
I can't remember what he cost. I can't remember.
He cost them a lot.
Let me have a look.
Maybe 70 million. I think he was expensive. Like, I think he's their most expensive signing.
I've got a feeling it was 60 something. I'm not sure. Let me have a look. 58 million. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think he's their most expensive player.
He got 58 million. But if you go in euros, because they would have bought him in euros at the time, it's probably about 64 million euros. So it works out about 58 million quid. Yeah, so. Big up. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing, my friend. Appreciate it. Look, and I like Isak. When I talk like this, people get it like, oh, how can you say Darwin's better and like Isak when Isak's a better finisher? And we're just saying it right now for anyone getting like Isak's a cold finisher, and I think he's good at it, right? But I think if he could put more into his game, is Isak a better footballer than Harry Kane? No. Harry Kane's a better finisher probably, and he's a better footballer. You know, he gets involved. Like, I just feel like Isaac's always on the edge of a game. And if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'd want him to get involved a little bit more. You know, get involved a little bit more. You know, you don't always have to just hang around the box. Go wide, come a little bit deeper, see what your game's about. You know, build, you know, hold up the ball, wait for your wingers to come up, wait for your midfielders to come up. You know, give it to them, run into the box, play 1-2s. You know, he's a goal finisher though, but I look at Darwin and I'd rather have Darwin Nunez in my Liverpool team right now than Alexander Isak. Just because what Darwin gives me as a complete player. I know Darwin's never going to get like how many goals. I mean,
I think he's got more. I think Darwin's got more goals than Isak, by the way, this season.
Yeah,
I think he's got more goals at our club because he came at the same time, didn't he? Didn't Isak come at the same time?
Can't remember, man.
I mean, I don't really follow him, if I'm honest. I think he scored like 10 goals a season. Isak. I think he's got 10 goals a season. But no one's touching Harry Kane, mate, right now. Like he scored the winner against Leipzig. He's basically Bayern Munich right now. Like if they didn't have Kane, they'd be out the running like easily.
Yeah, and I think Isak's a good player. Look, maybe if he went to somewhere like Arsenal, when he's got Saka and Martinelli around him, he might get more goals. But I just look at him for Newcastle and I feel like, are you doing enough? You know, you're a good finisher, but are you actually doing enough? And is Alexander Isak any better than a fit Ivan Toney for a whole season? You know, I think Ivan Toney.
I'd rather have Ivan Toney.
I think Ivan Toney has a lot more to his game than just goals as well. And look, it all depends what you want in a forward. I suppose as a fan and a manager, it all depends what you want in a striker. Some managers don't want their strikers to get involved in games. They just want to make sure they're in the right position. So when that ball comes in, they can put it in the back of the net. Yeah, and that's what their job is. And they're not concerned about everything else they do. I'm a bit like, in the way football's going now, you know, you got wingers that can score goals, midfielders that can score goals. I don't actually need my main striker to be the only one who scores goals. So as long as he gets his goals, but can contribute in other areas of the game. So if Darwin's not scoring goals, I know he's trying to create for others to score goals. And that's why I really rate Darwin Nunez as a player. I think Darwin comes in for too much slack. Yes, we know his finishing's not great, although that chip the other day was disgusting. And we all thought he missed, let's face it. But he can score goals. You know, Darwin's probably going to get close to 20 goals in all competitions this season, and he could bag around 15 assists. That's 35 GA in a season. Playing the way he does, that all-round game, I can't complain at that. I really can't complain that someone's given me 35 GA all season. I really can't. I really can't.
I also think that type of striker is kind of a dying breed, just a guy that just doesn't do anything else in the game. He's just there to put the ball in the back of the net. I feel like we've kind of moved on from that. We've kind of moved on from like the lone striker, that type of role. Yeah. Like I just feel like that's not really something that we have in. Like, there's not many teams who play like that anyway, to be honest. Like, their forwards get involved now. Like, they're more involved with assists. They're more involved with pressing. They're more involved with the build-up play. You know, I don't feel that's the type of football which is in the top leagues anymore. Top teams don't have that.
Yeah,
really.
Name me 5 elite strikers. I can't.
I mean,
anyone in the chat name 5 elite number 9s? And they've got to be number 9s through the middle. Not like, I can't put Salah in it because Salah's a winger. But
would you say like Osimhen's one? You say Osimhen's one?
Osimhen had one good season last year.
No, but I mean, like he plays in that role.
I wouldn't call him elite though.
Who plays like that?
Benzema used to be. I wouldn't say Benzema is now. But if I asked this 2 years ago, you could put Benzema in there. Is Benzema elite now? I'm not sure. That's just because of his age. Harry Kane, Haaland, Lewandowski, Benzema. Who else? Let's say them four. In. Benzema, Harry Kane, Haaland, and Lewandowski. Is there anyone else? I mean, Mbappe's a winger. Salah's a winger.
Yeah.
Big up, Bobby.
He's a false nine. He was a false nine, though, wasn't
he? He was the best at it as well. No one better,
man. Wasn't that guy? I said Osterman's as well.
Do people rate? Do people?
No, but I'm just saying that's the role he plays.
Yeah.
What about the What about the guy at Juventus? What's his name? Dusan. Is Son? Son wouldn't be in there, would he? No.
No, Son's a winger that's become a striker.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call him an striker.
Solanke plays like that.
Lautaro Martinez is having a good season.
Vlahovic, that's the guy, man.
Vlahovic, yeah. I don't think he's that great.
Still quite young.
It's mad. If I asked this 15, 20 years ago, do you know how many we could have rattled off?
Yeah, no. Giroud, that's a good shout.
Yeah, Olivier Giroud. I won't call him. Like, if I went 20 years ago, we could be naming like Henry's, Batistutas, Romarios, Babettos, R9, Falco, Suarez. I'm just naming names there. You don't have them sort of strikers anymore. What's the Chilean striker that used to play for Inter Milan? What was his name? He was fantastic. I used to love him. Someone in the chat will remember. The Chilean striker, he played for Inter Milan.
You're talking like your Alan Shearers, your Nistelrooys,
and Van Nistelrooy, Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
Kevin Phillips of Sunderland was a good striker.
I think Salas is the
Salas, that's it. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Big up. I knew you guys would know. Yeah, I used to love him. He was great, mate. Boniface by Munich, by Leverkusen, sorry, yeah. Aubameyang a few years ago was a killer striker, no doubt about it. Yeah. Zamorano as well. They played together for Inter Milan, didn't they? Keep it real, if I remember rightly. Great strikers. Ivan Zamorano, yeah, Marcelo Salas, Ivan Zamorano. They played for Inter Milan together, didn't they? If I remember rightly, they were great players. Like I look back at the old
Vardy.
Say that again.
Vardy
was a good striker back in the day. Christian Vieri, quality player. Christian Vieri. I mean, just so many that we can go back on, and then you look at number 9 today, and we're struggling. Jean-Pierre Papin. David Villa for Valencia. Player.
I mean, David Villa's probably still decent. To be fair.
Yeah.
He's only just
Luca Vialli, quality player. Ravanelli. Shevchenko. Look at the strikers we're naming, and we're all struggling to name 5 now. Does that not tell you how bad this the number 9s are now? It's so hard to buy an out-and-out striker. Trying to buy that. Henrik Larsson. Oh, what striker he was. Robbie Fowler. Michael Owen. Just 2 there. Look, we're struggling to answer what top 5 elite strikers in world football today. I'm naming 2 in Robbie Fowler and Michael Owen at our club. Yeah. It's mad. Paolo Rossi. Yeah, Paolo Rossi. He had a good little career in Italy, didn't he?
Yeah,
Diego Costa, Ruben Sosa, Daniel Fonseca, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
There's so many in there.
There was so many. And like today, in this game, in football today, it's not like that. And this is why, guys, this conversation is going to bleed into Darwin Nunez now. And this is why I don't understand the Darwin Nunez hate all the time, because we're not living 10, 15, 20 years ago when all these quality strikers that we just named were around. We're living in a different era of strikers now. Strikers today in football, it's changed because the game is more technical now. And it's more fluid. Formations are far more fluid now. That your striker can play up top 1 minute, 20 minutes later is left wing because of the fluency of your team. It's totally different. And this is why I don't get on Darwin as much as a lot of people do. Because, when they talk about we bought Darwin to be our striker and our goal scorer, it's like, yeah, cool. He's as good as all the other strikers nowadays for goals. He's not Harry Kane and he's not Haaland. But if you actually look around world football right now, who is Harry Kane and Haaland as a striker?
Not many.
No one really. No one really. So, yeah, that's why I don't get George Ware. Bloody hell. That's why I don't really. Samuel Eto'o, Del Piero. See, the list goes on, man. Goes on. Darwin's not, Darwin's a good footballer, man. But good football. Good footballer. And I just don't, I just don't understand.
I don't think Kane's overrated. I'm sorry. Kane is incredible.
Kane. I used to think Kane was overrated, but I've grown to actually admire the man, and he's actually a tremendous footballer. He's a very good footballer. I mean, he broke the record in Germany or something like that.
Yeah.
Nicholas and
Ian Rush.
Raul.
Ian Rush.
Raul, the King of Spain. Yeah. Raul, the King of Spain. Fernando Morientes. I mean, it's just old Ian Rush. Cavani, he's great. Diego Forlan really only had a bad spell in England before. Other than that, yeah,
he was fantastic everywhere else.
But look, let's talk about Darwin and Mo Salah Cup final.
Think about Harry Kane as well. Like everyone can slate the fact that Bayern Munich might not win the league and that, but that's not Harry Kane's fault. Jesus Christ, he's literally a one-man machine at the moment.
Frank's gone Gerd Müller. Frank.
Yeah.
We're going back, but not that far.
Yeah.
Big up Frank with Gerd Müller. Batistuta, yeah, man. Batistuta was tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Ronnie Rosenthal, closer.
God, do you remember that Ronnie Rosenthal open goal miss where he hit the crossbar?
Yeah, hilarious. But look, this goes into Darwin and Salah chat now. We got a cup final tomorrow, guys, and so yesterday Darwin and Mo were seen turning up for, well, I say training. I don't think they trained, but they turned up for training, and Darwin was in training gear, I believe, pictured, and Mo looks like he weren't. But then he could have been in training gear later on, so we don't know. Klopp has come out, or Pep Linders has come out. By the way, I really like Pep Linders. I know it's not a fashionable thing to say, but I actually really like Pep Linders as a man. I think he conducts himself really well. Don't know about UK, mate. I actually think he conducts himself really well. He speaks well in press conferences. In fact, I think he sometimes speaks better in a press conference than Jürgen does, because he gives you a little bit more knowledge. Yeah, he talks in a different way, in a quieter way, and and look, if everyone's happy with Liverpool's season so far in all competitions that we're in, we're playing Pep Linders' tactics.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
we are.
I think as I don't think he'd be a good manager, Pep Linders, but I think he's a good coach. And Sammy Lee was an excellent coach. He wasn't a very good manager. Steve McLaren was actually a really good coach. He just wasn't a good manager.
He's a really good coach.
Yeah, you can be a tremendous coach. Doesn't mean you got to be a very good manager. And I think Pep Linders is just a good coach. And I think he will be missed with Jürgen when Jürgen leaves. I don't think people spoke about Pep Linders enough. I might do a video on it. I might actually do a video on it towards the end of the season, because I don't think anyone, we're all talking about Klopp leaving and all that, but I think Pep's going to be missed, man. I think Pep Linders will be missed as well. I think he's done, he's doing well at the football club. But he did the press conference in the League Cup final, as Pep does for League Cups, and he spoke about the injuries, spoke about who's available. So, unlike Klopp's press conference, we're never given dates and times. Pep gives you dates and times, and so we now know Alisson's not going to be back till the end of after the international duty in the end of March.
End of March.
So
yeah.
I believe Easter's at the end of March, ain't it? So he'll be back after Easter.
Yeah.
So he'll be back for April time. So we know that now. There's no point talking about no more speculating or anything like that. Alisson's out till after the international.
He's not
duty.
back for the City game. We know that now.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
Trent, again, is the same after the international duty, did he say? Or just before?
After internationals. After internationals.
They're hoping Curtis Jones can train during international duty, I think he said.
Yeah.
So, and then should be available to play straight after international duty. So we know that. And then obviously players like Thiago and all that I don't really give a shit about anymore. So, but Darwin Nunez and Mo Salah are the ones on everyone's lips at the moment, because them two in our team, if you've got them two in your team in that forward position, the injuries to the midfield and all that don't really matter so much, because you got them two in your team. So obviously talking about it, it's a day-to-day thing so far. A day-to-day stuff. It's going to be interesting. I think one of the two will be available. I've got a feeling Darwin will be available. And I think Mo won't. I think Darwin will be available. I think Darwin will be on the bench. And I think Salah will just be rested as a precaution. So he doesn't get any more injuries. And the problem is with Mo, Mo's never really been injured for Liverpool. He's not really ever had any muscle injuries as Mo. But the problem is now, Mo's 32, isn't he? Or 31? 31?
32.
Yeah, so as soon as you get to that age gap, when you've had no muscle injuries all this time and you get into your 30s, we've already seen that he had a muscle injury, came back, and his muscles fatigued. Now, this could be a little bit of an issue going forward for Mo, because he's never had muscle injuries before. But when you get into that age bracket, in the mid-30s, recovery's harder, especially when your body's not used to having muscle injuries. Could become an issue. But Darwin Nunez for me. You reckon he'll be in the squad tomorrow, my man?
Yeah, I think Nunez and Dominic Szoboszlai will be in the squad. I do. I think those two will probably be on the bench. The thing about Mo is, like, he should never have come on and done that much work in that game. Just shouldn't have. Like, he came on, got an assist and scored. I know that, but he shouldn't have been in that position. Should not have brought him on. Like, you're literally rolling the dice. Like, it was never a game where he should have done that much workload, but he did, and obviously he's injured, and he's out for a final because of it. And you can blame who you want to blame, but I just don't think he should have been in that position, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Now we've got to look at Gakpo. I mean, Gakpo's been on fire, like 4-4 in this competition. Like, if anyone's going to score again, it's probably going to be him, right? And it's probably going to be another tap-in. He's the tap-in master.
I mean, I think Gakpo in this big Wembley pitch, it might benefit his game. You know, it's a big Wembley pitch, and the way Gakpo plays, trying to get, them runs in between the lines and things like that, sneaking into the box. I actually might think that the Wembley pitch might suit Gakpo, playing in that 9 role. And I know he's a left winger by trade, But for Liverpool under Jürgen Klopp, he does perform better in that number 9 position just because of the way we ask him to play. I just don't think he's got the energy or pace to really play in that left wing position. But neither is Luis Diaz no more. Look at what Luis Diaz is best at. Where does Luis Diaz perform best? Through the middle when he's in the box.
In the box.
Yeah. When he goes narrow and he gets in and around the box, he comes alive. He's a totally different player, and I think that's Gakpo. If he plays that middle in that number 9 area, it allows players like Luis Diaz to actually drift into a narrow position. Because Gakpo, he takes a defender away, he holds up the DM, whoever's playing. See, I'd have Gakpo really sitting on Caicedo tomorrow. Dropping back, getting in Caicedo's, getting in and around Caicedo, messing Caicedo up a little bit, doing that sort of job. I don't know about you, but that's how I'd see it tomorrow.
I think, to be honest, I think we've got Chelsea's cards already. We smashed them 4-1 in the last game. Could have been a hell of a lot more goals, by the way. Their goalkeeper was really good. I feel like when he took Bradley off, it's Bradley's final. Like, he's going to push Bradley wide, and Bradley's really going to go get at them. There's rumours that Thiago Silva's going straight back in. Great. He's got no pace. Get at him. I mean, you ran him ragged like in the first game. I feel like Diaz is really coming into his own this season now. He's starting to flow. He missed quite a few chances in the last game. He still scored. It's important, to get on the goal sheet. Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can hear this because this don't usually work, but I hope it works today. So I've just seen Darwin Nunez coming off the bench to get the winner for Liverpool tomorrow. So everyone can see this and hear it. So it's Darwin Nunez coming off the bench tomorrow to score Liverpool's score the winner for Liverpool. But get on Caicedo, get on Enzo. A lot of people think Chelsea are going to win that midfield battle tomorrow. I don't know, man. I think we'll keep hearing Chelsea go win the midfield battle. I'd rather have Caicedo and Enzo in my team than McAllister and Endo. And I'm like, why are you 10th then? Like, seriously. What? Well, I don't get. I still don't get it. If Caicedo and Enzo are as good as everyone makes them out to be, why aren't they performing better? Why does for me, talented footballers pull up a team, yeah? And they have a midfield 3 of Caicedo, Enzo, and Conor Gallagher.
And who's their best player in the field now?
Conor Gallagher's their best midfielder.
Yeah, by a country mile.
This season, he's been their best midfielder this season, and he's the one Poch relies on. That midfield 3 is a good midfield 3. There's nothing wrong with that midfield 3 on paper. If you tell me, if someone went around to me and said, right, this midfield you're up against has got Enzo and Caicedo in it and Conor Gallagher in it, yeah? That's the midfield 3. I'll be like, wow. Where's that team in the league? Oh, they're struggling in 10th at the moment, like for the last 2 seasons. I'll be like, what? Mate, I thought they're good players, man. Yeah, and Liverpool bought Endo and McAllister for the price of Lavia.
The interesting thing about that as well is, like, I see a lot of people talking about, our team's injury prone. We played so many games. Have a look how many times that 3 have played. One of them's getting injured soon because they have got a lot in their legs. Those 3 have done a lot of running this season, and they all seem to get picked, all of them together, every single game. And they finish the game. They don't come off as subs. They finish the game. So they played a lot. One of them's going to drop soon. So this game could be that game because it is a huge pitch to get around. Huge pitch.
Let's talk about it seriously, yeah? Let's take our Liverpool bias away, take our Liverpool hat off for a minute, Is Enzo Fernandez really that much better than Alexis McAllister as a midfielder?
No.
In all seriousness, is he that much better?
I'd rather have Mac 10.
Because McAllister cost Liverpool 35 million quid.
It's insane.
Enzo cost 105 million pound or whatever it was. It was a record at the time, wasn't it? A British transfer record at the time. And then they broke it with Casado. But it's McAllister. Like, McAllister gets in that Chelsea team all day for me.
All day long.
Now, is Wataru Endo a better defensive midfielder than Casado? No, he isn't. But is Wataru Endo better on the ball than Casado?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. So if you got this is what football fans can't understand. And I was on Mo's show yesterday, and I couldn't actually speak on it because my microphone broke. But the Chelsea boys were talking, and they were going, Casado's miles better than Wataru Endo. Fernandez is miles better than McAllister. I was like, are they? Because it depends what you want. Can Casado pass the ball like Endo? No, he's not good on the ball. Yeah. No. Is Enzo Fernandez really that much better than Alexis McAllister? No.
I don't think he's better.
Alexis McAllister would cost you close to £100 million in transfer fee right now if someone was coming in for him. Easily.
Yeah.
And Endo has been excellent this season. You know, our three best midfielders this season, in my opinion, have been McAllister, Curtis Jones and Wataru Endo. I would put Szoboszlai probably the fourth. I just think they're our four midfielders, like proper midfield. I don't get this hate on Liverpool's midfield all the time because what people don't understand is it works for us. This is what people don't understand today. Football is about systems.
Yeah.
You get the right player that fits your manager's system, and that midfield will work fine. Liverpool never had the best midfield under Henderson, Wijnaldum and Fabinho, individually. But that because as a combination, what they did, there was hardly any better midfielders, free midfield in Europe because of the combination of what they did for Liverpool and the system they worked in. It worked. Football fans still don't understand this. Yes, you can go and buy the elite midfielders. And the elite midfielders will work in any system. Look at someone like Jude Bellingham at the moment. Look at Madrid's midfield, like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Bellingham. You could put them in any system in world football and they'd be the best midfield because they're elite at their job. But there ain't many of them sort of midfielders around the world that are that elite that can work in any system. It's like strikers, like you Suarez. It's not a club he went to where he weren't Suarez lighting the world up, But football fans don't seem, they just go, oh, well, Casado and Fernandez are better. Why? Because they cost more. Is that what? Are they only better because they cost more? Because if that's where you're going, Haaland cost 50 million. He cost Man City 50 million. And Napoli want to sell Osimhen for 105 million. But who's the better striker? It's just, I don't think I don't think Enzo Fernandez is better than McAllister. I really don't. No, I do think we live in a world where if you've got name value in the market, name value makes your transfer price increase. There might be a player who's actually pretty good. And the reason I'm saying this because before I came on live this evening, I was watching Moneyball. And this is why I say this. I was watching Moneyball, and I was actually watching what they were doing because I've watched it before, but I didn't. I watched it on honeymoon back in 2012, and that was the last time I watched it, so I never really understood it properly. I watched it today, and all the data stuff they talk about and the way they were buying baseball players, right? And they were talking about like this baseball player is an excellent pitcher, but because he's got a very unique way of throwing the ball, it's put a lot of teams off. So no one's ever buying him. So his market value has gone really down. But if we get him, he'd be the best pitcher in North American baseball for us because they went through the stats, they went through the data. And that's someone like Wataru Endo. Because Wataru Endo has got no marketability, there's nothing marketable about Wataru Endo, yeah? And he's not got a personality and no one knows his name. Everyone just immediately thinks he's shit. And that's the issue. They automatically just think, oh, who's Wataru Endo? Who's this geezer? He's crap. You know, he's not Casado. And then you watch him play and you're like, oh, okay, I see what Wataru Endo does now. No, I see his qualities, yeah? But we live in a world now where people just think certain players are great because of name value. And that ain't just the case, as it came out, in my opinion, anyway.
So I'll put this to the chat. If Wataru Endo was 25, how much would he be worth? He's a Japanese international. He's their captain. How much would he be worth? Curtis Jones. How much would Curtis Jones be worth? You know what I mean? These two players, value for what they actually do, for how good they've been. You know, that's where you want to put it. But a lot of players sell because of the name, because of, you know, the hype about them. You know, Caicedo had one good season with Brighton. Like, he did. He had one good season with Brighton. Like, and they didn't win anything. They didn't, like, win a cup. Like, they didn't, like, do anything fantastic. They came, like, I think they came sixth, wasn't it? Maybe sixth or seventh. And he sold for 110 million. Like, we nearly bought him. Like, I still wanted him, by the way. I think he's got a huge amount of potential. But was it Caicedo that was so good, or was it McAllister with Caicedo that was so good?
Well, we've been saying it on here,
that's the question.
We've been saying it on here because,
and now it looks like it was McAllister.
Well, what does Endo and McAllister look like right now together when they're playing? They look like Caicedo and McAllister from Brighton.
They absolutely do.
I think
absolutely do.
McAllister alongside Caicedo helped him massively. There's no doubt about that. And if you look at who plays alongside Caicedo for Chelsea, it's Enzo Fernandez. So if Enzo Fernandez is that much better than McAllister, why isn't he improving Caicedo's game like McAllister does? Look what McAllister, and then, like, another thing with Wataru Endo as well. Look, of course, tomorrow might bite me in the arse when I'm talking like this, and Chelsea obliterate our midfield and we get beaten 3-0. That could happen. It could. But I can still, like, that's just one game. I've seen 2 Premier League games this season when they all played and we've scored 5 goals and they scored 2. So, you know, I've still got proof here. A one-off game is a totally different kettle of fish. But what Wataru Endo's not got any credit about, yeah? He's a 30-year-old man coming from German football who's played in a slower league that don't really press like in the English game. You have more time on the ball. And he's come to Liverpool when Liverpool are in the midst of changing their whole midfield. Whole midfields can be completely changed. And he's helped us, and McAllister has helped, and we're top of the league. Chelsea got Enzo in the season before, brought in Caicedo this summer to bolster their midfield to make them more competitive, and they're sitting 10th in the Premier League. So they're either good footballers, but not as good as everyone rated them because they got marketability, so they got a high transfer fee, or they're extremely overrated. Or their mentality is not as strong as McAllister and Wataru Endo. It's one of the 3.
I think it's the last one. I mean, it's the latter, mate.
The mentality
like
part of it.
I said this on Grizz's show before. I said we beat Chelsea because we work harder. That's why. We run further. We put more tackles in. We want it more. That's why we win. We win so many games because the mentality, because we want to win. Like, we'll press them, we'll push them. You know, we'll battle for every single ball that we can. That's the reason why we've got so many injuries this season. It's because we are battling all over the pitch. The strikers are tackling. The midfielders are getting stuck in. Everybody's at it. It's the reason why we got so many injuries, because we're fighting hard on all four fronts still, and we're still in all four competitions. I wouldn't want it any other way. And when the new man comes in, I want us to be exactly the same, because you will only win games if you fight harder than the opposition and you want it more. And that's what we've been doing all season. And that's what we'll do in the final.
Yeah, I agree. Declan Rice, best midfielder in the Premier League, according to AFC TV. Well, look, I will say Declan Rice has been excellent this season. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to dig Declan Rice out. He's been very good for Arsenal, but has he been better than McAllister? I mean, Liverpool, let's put this in perspective, yeah? Liverpool finished 5th last season with a midfield of Fabinho, Milner, Henderson, and all the rest of the crap, yeah? Who are on their last legs. And I did video, like I was on, obviously doing videos all last season. I was watching other Liverpool channels doing videos last season. Everyone was saying the same. Henderson's legs are gone. Fabinho's legs are gone. Milner's almost 40. It's just not working anymore. It needs refreshing. We need more midfielders in here. Thiago's never fit. We're desperately needing midfielders, right? And we finished 5th. So Liverpool went and got rid of Henderson. They got rid of Milner. They got rid of Fabinho. They should have got rid of Thiago. And Keita left and Ox left. And Liverpool had no midfielders. Then they went in the market and got Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in this midfield. And in one summer, McAllister has come into our midfield, been pivotal in our midfield, played the number 6 on his own, a lone 6 job, and now he's playing number 8. So that's 2 very important positions in our midfield. And who are top of the league? So who's gone from 5th to top of the league, only losing 3 games in all competitions this season? All competitions this season, Liverpool have only lost 3 games. And I don't even know if McAllister played in them 3 games, right? And he's played the 6th role on his own. He's playing in the 8th role right now. And we went from 5th to top. But Arsenal have gone from top to 3rd.
And they're on less points, by the way.
And they're on less points. So why is Alexis McAllister not getting his flowers? Because it's not fashionable. He's not a fashionable footballer. He's not a marketable footballer. We've already seen the Rice baby adverts and the Muller Rice adverts and the marketing behind Declan Rice and stuff like that. So he's probably going to win Player of the Year, even if Arsenal don't win the title. He'll probably win Player of the Year. But honestly, who's actually been a better midfielder this season? For me, it's been Alexis McAllister.
I mean, something about McAllister, by the way, since we put him in the 8th position, which he's only been in the 8th position for 3 games, by the way, he's got 1 goal and 3 assists.
Yeah.
1 goal and 3 assists. And when we played him in the 6th position, he got 1 goal and 2 assists. So, he's still doing the business from whatever position. I think he played in 1 game we lost, by the way.
Yeah, Collins put a thing out to you, K-Mac.
Oh, God. I'm not doing it now.
We'll do it for the next show, Colin. We'll get it up.
I tell you what, though, Colin.
Yeah,
the reason why we came 5th last year is because we played Curtis Jones for the last half of the season.
Yeah, Curtis. Look, the last 10 games of last season, Curtis was our best midfielder.
That's the reason why, mate.
Yeah, can you imagine? This is probably true. If he didn't have a Scottish surname, because he's obviously got Scottish ancestry, if he had more of an Argentinian surname, like Enzo Fernandez, even Enzo Fernandez, not like it's just more of a Italian name, isn't it? Spanish name. But if he had a more foreign-sounding name, everyone would be chatting about it. It's McAllister. It's just.
Can I just say this for a second as well, mate? And this is just a shout from me. If we win the quadruple with McAllister, is he not in a shout for the Ballon d'Or? Because he won the World Cup. Is that not a shout for the Ballon d'Or? No, seriously. It's the same year.
If he doesn't if we win the quadruple, he's Player of the Year. I know that because he's got to be pivotal to what us doing
But
it.
that's the type of stuff that Messi did, and he was always
Yeah,
winning
but
because
it's
he.
not. I get what you're saying. I totally
You know
get what
what
you're
I'm
saying because
saying?
if you look at
He's a
Ballon
World
d'Or
Cup
stuff,
winner.
it's very
World Cup
political. It's
winner
about
comes to Liverpool and wins the quad in his first season. Surely that's a Ballon d'Or. Surely you're up for a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Well, if
not.
that happened,
Seriously?
if that
What
happened,
do you
they'd
think
probably
of him?
actually if that happened, they'd probably actually give it to Mo out of all the players. They'd probably give it.
But he
They'd
didn't win the
probably give
World
it to
Cup.
Mo out of all the
He
players.
didn't win the World Cup, though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all
true.
about
The
World
World
Cup,
Cup's
isn't
not the
it?
same year. That's why Messi won it, wasn't it? Because Messi won the World Cup, didn't he? It's not the same year. But I think they got the Copa America coming up. So if he wins that, you never know. But look, man, I just feel like McAllister don't get the credit he deserves. Everyone just talks about him like he's nothing. Like, it costs 35 million. For me, it's him and Endo are some of the best bits of business in all the clubs this season. Wataru Endo, 16 million quid. 16 million pound for Wataru Endo.
Mental.
If that ain't great business, I don't know what is. And McAllister for 35. McAllister for 35 mil. Again, that business is just madness. Absolutely. You're talking just over 50 million quid for Endo and McAllister.
They cost
And
less
you
than
get
Lavia.
Szoboszlai there for 60. Great business, man.
They cost less than Lavia.
I know. It's just
they cost less than Cucurella.
Yeah, well, that's just Brighton. Brighton did them there, didn't they? Jesus Christ. But I think Wataru Endo is Liverpool's most important midfielder right now. Because
I think Wataru Endo's been the signing of the season. I'm sorry. He really has.
The reason I think he's Liverpool's most important player right now is because he is the out-and-out DM in our team and he gives balance to our side. I think the midfield, I don't know about you guys in the chat. Let me know yes or no in the chat. But I actually think our midfield, it looks more balanced when Wataru Endo is playing the DM role. There's more balance to our midfield because it allows then McAllister to play more an advanced role. But because McAllister has got defensive qualities to his game, that makes him better in that number 8 position because he can do his attacking game, which he's quality at, and his creative side of his game and getting into the box and late runs and that. And he also can sit back and defend alongside Endo because he's got that defensive part of his game. And I think that benefits him. And then when Curtis Jones plays on the left, Curtis is really good. Curtis has actually got very good football IQ. He knows when to drift out wide, get into them wide areas. He makes good late runs, always to the far post. He wins the ball back well. He presses extremely well. So that midfield three gives us a lot of balance in our midfield, and lets and also, do you know what helps our midfield? Players like Darwin Nunez, because Darwin Nunez stretches the game. When you've got strikers that stretch the game and go in behind the opposition, it allows your midfield to have more time in the ball. It allows your midfield to have more time in the ball. So if your midfield is having more time in the ball and you've got good passers of the ball, like Endo and McAllister there and Szoboszlai when he plays and Curtis Jones when he plays, you've got these good passers on the ball. You can control games more. You can keep possession better. Just gives us good balance.
And those players as well, like you just mentioned, are really intelligent players themselves. Like Endo never gives the ball away. Like his pass completion is like 84 plus every single game. Like McAllister, he never gives the ball away. Jones never gives the ball away. If you've got 3 midfielders in your team that never give the ball away, like that is such an important thing because you will always keep possession. It will always be kept with the team. And I think playing against Chelsea, I think if Chelsea play the way they did against Man City, I think we'll absolutely destroy them. I think
that's why they go play as well. The only worry me, if they do play the way they did against Man City, is that Liverpool are a bit vulnerable at the back. I think we all admit that as Liverpool fans. So we do create chance. Liverpool create openings to the opposition because we play on the edge. It's just the way we play. I think that's why Liverpool one of the most exciting teams to watch, really, because you you don't really get a boring Liverpool game, really, do you? Very rarely. And
No.
it's because Liverpool play on the edge. So the opposition will always get a chance. And if they play Sterling out wide and they play Jackson out wide with their pace, that will be a worry. There's no doubt about that. So Liverpool, as you say, Lo, if they play like that, that's the only worry. But if they also play like that, Liverpool, for me, have got more in their forward game than Man City has as a whole. You know,
How
in the
many
wide
chances
area.
Man City had in that game, mate? Jesus.
Yeah. And I think Liverpool get chances. And I think, no,
Haaland
Liverpool,
had two
Arsenal,
sitters, didn't he? Haaland had two
Yeah.
sitters in that game. Like, you know what I mean? We're putting them to bed. Like, I think they had like 26 shots or 28 shots in that game, Man City. Like, they're not getting the chances like they did again. They're not getting the chances like they did against Man City against us. We're not giving them those chances. We've also got a much pacier backline than Man City have, I feel, especially with Canate and the likes of, you know, you've got Bradley, you've got Robbo, like you've got pace there. I don't see it going any other way. I've got to go now, mate. All right, I'm predicting 3-1, and up the Reds. Like, it'll be a good day. It'll be a good day.
You got to update your honours ball behind you.
I know. I can't find a photo with the right number on. I will update it when we win another one. All right.
There you go. There you go. You might need to update it from tomorrow. You never know.
I'll put that on 10. There you go. It's up there, isn't it? Put that on 10.
Right. Hopefully, came out. I'll get you in for the match reactions. Yeah.
Yeah. Big up, mate. Big up.
All right, man.
Big up, everyone. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do to Jamie's channel, and if you've got time, do it to mine as well, gang. All right. Bless.
Yeah, big up, guys.
Up the Reds.
Can do.
Love yous. See you later.
See you later, man.
See you later, mate.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I know Alice is. She actually does. She's a Man United fan, ain't she? But she's got other football account. She actually talks about Liverpool really well. You know, she's a Man United fan on YouTube. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, big up the K-Mac, guys. Big up the K-Mac. Sorry, I lost my thought there. So, yeah, look, Darwin Nunez, will he be fit to play? I'm hoping he will be. I think we go with the same team that beat Luton to start the final. Apart from, actually, who would everyone's 11 be? Who would everyone's 11 be for the final tomorrow, guys? Put your 1 to 11 in the live chat right now, guys. Put your 1 to 11 in the live chat right now. Let's do this. Let's have a look at it, because let's do the team together. You get yours. You get yours in the chat, guys. I'm going to put mine up as well. We'll do this together. There we go. Yeah, I think she's a secret Liverpool fan, you know. Like Ian Wright, man. Ian Wright's a secret Liverpool fan. So let me put the team in. We all know it's starting in goal now. You know, we don't. This is going to be for a while now, unfortunately. I can spell his name properly, which I can't. How do you spell Cleveland Kelleher? It's gone out of my bloody system. It's K-E-L-L-E, ain't it? Yeah. 2 L's and an E. There we go. There he is. So Queller in goal. Right, I'm going to put my 11 out straight away, guys. I'm going to write it all down, and then we'll talk about it. So this is Conor Bradley at right back starts without a shadow of a doubt. I'm going Canate starts instead of Kwanzaa for this game. Let me just get all this up, guys, and you can chat about it. On for the Verge, who's my player of the year, by the way, so far, Virgil van Dijk. Right, left back. This is where we go. I'm going to chat about it in a minute. I know people ain't going to like this, but you know, I talk about it when I've done it. Ex McAllister, Taro Endo. And Gravenberch. I think Gravenberch will play, guys. I don't think we've got much choice, to be absolutely fair, but unless Szoboszlai's fit and ready to go, I just don't think he's getting I think this is the right. This is where. So this is up in the air. This bit's up in the air. Harvey Elliott. Oh, come on. This thing's taking forever. Akpo. And Luis Diaz, who is in goal scoring form right now. He said, have I spelled Lewis wrong? I probably have. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, that's my team. There's my team. There's my team. Let me see your teams in out. Saying Kanai. Yeah, I got Kanai into the Kwanzaa as well. Big up, Andre Tudor. Big up to you. Big up. I'd love one of Mo, Nunez, and Szoboszlai. I start assuming either of them are in the squad, but I doubt it. It's the same 11 with Luton. We've all coming on the bench if available. I'm with you, man. I've gone with that, except from the Kanate. Let's get Gerald in there. Right. So here's why I know a lot of people will want maybe like Gomez at left back, but I'm going Robinson and Bradley in the fullback roles. And the reason I'm going Robinson and Bradley in the fullback roles is because I think we should keep the front three quite narrow. So Luis Diaz and Harvey Elliott staying quite narrow with Cody Gakpo sorting that like floating 10, false 9 position. And we use our width of Connor Bradley and Robertson down the wide areas because that's where Chelsea, you can get at Chelsea quite well, is down the wide areas. Get Robinson and Bradley up really wide in the pitch and push them right up the pitch. Just push them right up, continuously keeping our width. Because if Bradley and Robbo keep giving us that width in the wide areas, that allows players like McAllister and Gravenberch to get into areas around inside here. So as Gravenberch should get into them sort of areas and allows McAllister to get into these inside the channel areas here. If you're bringing Robinson and Bradley into these wide areas down the pitch, then you can get the hold of the ball. Gravenberch, McAllister can get in as I said, in these wide, narrow channels in between the forwards. And I think that's the way Liverpool go tomorrow. So that's why I'm going Robbo and Bradley, keeping the width, keeping the team nice and wide, and really, and then getting Luis Diaz just to come narrow a little bit because we've seen it when Luis Diaz gets into the box, he's really good in the air. He's good at getting in the air and getting his head on the ball. He's very good in the box with his finishing. I'd rather him more narrow than wide. And the same with Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott, to his credit, has actually got a pretty good cross on him. So I like Harvey in them wider areas. But Diaz and Gakpo I want quite narrow. Harvey can drift out maybe a little bit wider because he's good at getting them balls off McAllister and Connor Bradley in them wide areas and floating crosses in. He's actually quite good at that. So that's the team I would go for, guys. And then because of the size of the pitch at Wembley, I think there'll be a lot of substitutions, and that's why I'm having Gomez come on as a sub. You know, Gomez will come on as a sub for me later in the game. And if Darwin Nunez and Mo Salah are available and they're sitting on the bench, you can bring them on in the game. Can you imagine against tired Chelsea legs in the expansive pitch? You bring on Darwin Nunez and Mo Salah. You know, it's just different. It's just different. And it's Szoboszlai is on the bench as well. So I'm hoping Szoboszlai is on the bench because that would benefit our midfield, because a Gravenberch, if he's getting tired, can come off for a Szoboszlai, say, if he's fit and available. A Gomez coming off the bench in that defensive area if Bradley or Robinson need to come off if they're tired, because I think they're going to go through a lot of work. And then with Tyro Endo, if we just got another midfielder available, you can shift McAllister into that 6, put another midfielder on friend. You just got to use the squad with what we got right now. So yeah, I do think one of Salah and Darwin will be at this final on the bench, and yeah, good do, Sean. Good shout, man. But yeah, I can't wait for the final, guys. I can't wait for tomorrow. I love cup finals. There's nothing better. It's going to be a good game, guys. I think 3 o'clock kickoff as well. I think they brought it back a little earlier. So proper kickoff time. I'm pumped for it. I can't wait for the cup final. Sitting there, chilling out, watching that. Hopefully we get the win, guys. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow. Guys, with my match preview. My match reaction, sorry. So straight after the game tomorrow, guys. I'll be back with a match reaction. Hopefully, we are Carabao Cup champions and we got another trophy in the cabinet and there's no injuries. And we see the likes of maybe, fingers crossed, maybe a Szoboszlai, maybe a Salah, maybe a Darwin Nunez back in the Liverpool squad as well. It'll benefit the whole team. So that's me hoping in a way. This Liverpool team, modern day football, they are so good. They can come in with fire. No one can frighten Liverpool. Big up, man. Big up. I agree, man. I agree. Obviously, we shouldn't underestimate Chelsea, although we all are for Chelsea's position in the league. Chelsea will be a threat. I've said it already. Sterling and Jackson in them wide areas, I think, will be a threat to Liverpool. I think they'll try and play like they did against City, more on the counter attack, soak up pressure if they can, and then try and counter a Liverpool with their wingers, their pace on the wide areas in Jackson and Sterling. So that is what I'm thinking. And they're going to bring Nkunku off, probably bringing Nkunku on later in the game to try and grab a goal like they did at Anfield the other week. So that's what I think might happen. But look, can't underestimate them. But we've got to make Liverpool favourites. We're top of the league, best team in England at the moment. We scored 4 goals against Luton on Wednesday. With a different front three. Liverpool always score goals, guys. We will score goals. I'm going for a Liverpool win, guys. I think it'd be a good game. And yeah, I'm going Liverpool 2-1. I'm going Liverpool 2-1. That's so anyway. So straight after the game tomorrow, as soon as the game's over, I'll be back for match reactions as soon as the final whistle's blown. So make sure you join me. If you've subscribed and you know, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Much love, much appreciation. Don't forget to put your notification bells on so you know when I go live. Big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy tomorrow. Enjoy the game. Bye-bye for now.